How y'all feeling? It's a hot day. It's a real hot, sweaty day. But it's also a great day to arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor. We can do that too. Anytime. We're at a special location. And we're going to speak about it. We're outside the house. The president of City Council, Lisa Bender. If you don't know who Lisa Bender is, if you don't know who City Council is, if you don't know who your governor or your mayor is, you need to start learning. If somebody died on your watch, should you still have your job?
Hell no!
If several people died on your watch, should you still have your job?
Hell no!
What we're here today is to address also the leadership that this city has complacently put into power. What we're here today is to discuss the leadership of this city that has been complacently put into power, that you have passively watched kick the can down the road, that you have passively watched lead this city into oblivion. And you may not feel it because you have the privilege to not see it or deal with it. And you may not see it because you don't have to see it. And I ask white people this question all the time. Are you not having this conversation because you don't want to or because you haven't had to? And for the white folks that are here, I say this all the time and I'll keep saying it. You're welcome to the table, but now you got to stay here. And you got to bring your white constituents to the table as well. There's certain groups in town that wanted to defund the police. Then they wanted to disband the police. Then they wanted to change the charter. And they received a lot of money with those messages. So what the hell is happening right now? Where's the money? Where's the action? We're not here to deal with phrases. We're not here to deal with empty promises. We're here to get the work done. Isaac Aiden can't go to another class because he's not here. Breonna Taylor can't save another life because she's not here. George Floyd can't kiss his daughter tonight because he's not here. If they were here, how would they look at you right now? Would they be proud or would they be proud or would they not be? Would they be proud of you right now? Would they be proud of us? Do they want to see us do this every day? Do they want to see us show up all the time? Do they want to see us honor their name? If Summer Taylor were here, what would they want? Ask yourself that. Would they want the fight to stop now because they left? No, they wouldn't. They would want us to hold the powers that be accountable. They'd want us to hold our neighbors accountable. They'd want us to hold ourselves accountable. And that's what we have to do. I'm going to have Nakima and Sam come up here and speak. But I wrote this for Lisa Bender. Dear Lisa Bender, recently you have cried for the city of Minneapolis to defund the police while hiring private security for yourself. Private security paid for by taxpayer money. Your career is highlighted with demands of bike lanes, shoveled sidewalks, parking reform ordinances, and guaranteeing workers of up to 48 hours of sick and safe time each year. You've amassed a following of young, white, privileged renters and have somehow spun the term of affordable housing to look like a one-bedroom unit ranging from $900 to $1,500 a month. Today we stand in solidarity to question your disillusioned reality. Not once in your career have you shown up to contest the police like you have since the modern-day lynching of George Floyd. How convenient. This causes of convenience to you, and it shows. What good are bike lanes if someone can't afford to bike on them? What good are shoveled sidewalks if black people aren't alive to walk on them? Your politics are the politics of the privileged, and in this neighborhood, it shows. Lisa Bender, I question if you are intentionally gentrifying the city. The city's constituents made up of white, fragile renters do not represent the black, brown, indigenous, and poor. You cry for naturally occurring affordable housing and pander to landlords that make 77% profit margins. Where I'm from, it's not called naturally occurring affordable housing. It's called naturally occurring profitable housing. A resident told me that when a homeless encampment popped up on Stevens Square, it took weeks just for them to get you to put a porta potty on the site. And even then, they said you placed the porta potty a block away from the encampment. Lisa Bender, whether intentional or not, you are successfully gentrifying and segregating the city. You dehumanize its most vulnerable citizens and have brought about a dangerous comfort to white folks in the city with some of the worst racial disparity in the country. That's your leadership.
We see you, Lisa.
Showed up to the table when George Floyd got filmed. What about Jamar Clark? What about Terrance Franklin? What about Isaac Aiden? What about every black body that's been put into the ground that hasn't been filmed? When people don't do their jobs, we have to hold them accountable. And what I'm asking personally from me is that Lisa lose her job. And for a white woman that has highlight reel of different degrees, going to New York and coming back, that's not a big L. That's not a big L at all. If you have the fortune to lose a job, that's a fortune. Summer gave up their life. Lisa can give up the chair. Raise your hand if you think you can do a better job than Lisa. These people need to be held accountable. These politics need to be checked. Their voices need to be amplified so everybody can listen. I don't need to see you blocking people out of city council meetings. I don't need to see you dragging Michelle Gross out of city council meetings. An OG who's been doing the work for 2 decades, done more than you have in years of your life. Communities United Against Police Brutality has done more than the city council has in the past 6 weeks after they sang Kumbaya at Powderhorn Park and then went back to meetings that were closed off and didn't do a damn thing. Is it defund, disband, or change the charter? Get the phrase going, push it, sell it, get reelected the next year. I don't think so. But you gotta hold them accountable. And for the white people listening in this neighborhood, you gotta hold her accountable. You can't let her get away with it. Affordable housing is not $900 to $1,500 a month. I repeat, affordable housing is not $900 to $1,500 a month. It isn't. You fight for bike lanes because you got the money to buy a bike. You fight for shoveled sidewalks because you got the time to shovel a sidewalk. When you go to Frogtown, tell me a family that gets the time, energy, and spirit to do that. And then when they don't, they get fined. And then when they can't pay the fine, they get fined another. What kind of white power, rank, and privilege dysfunction is that? This is a reality that you don't understand. This is a reality that Lisa doesn't understand. And whether it's willful or it's misinformed, we don't know. And again, white people, worst you're gonna feel is maybe uncomfortable. Worst that may happen is you may lose a job. But I'll tell you this, you're not gonna get killed by the cops. And because you're not showing up, you're not gonna get hit by a car like Summer did. The worst that you could lose is a job. And Lisa's gonna get a job somewhere else. She's gonna make a ton of money somewhere else. She's gonna be able to do it. But brown and black folks on the north side of Minneapolis don't have that time or that fortune. We need change right now. So the president and leader of the city council, I'm asking respectfully, step down. I'm gonna hand this off to Sam.